That's the robe of invisibility. Wow, I've already messed up. I gave a spell a new memory so that she can live in this town with everyone else. I also sealed the memory of her friend Eve. What? My existence was too strongly connected to her memory of the fire. Afterwards, I returned as Darklaw, a stranger to Espella. But even if you're doing this for Espella's sake, that's just going too far. I made that choice. I do not regret the past 10 years. Meanwhile, my father was supporting Labyrinthia from behind the scenes in his own way. Do you mean his contributions as an alchemist? My father's knowledge of medicine was indispensable for this town to function. That hallucinogenic ink was my father's work as well. So it was. Luton and Eve sacrificed more than anyone else for the sake of Espella in this town. I would be forever indebted to them. We wanted to save Espella just like you. But then there's still something I don't understand. Why were you trying to destroy this fake world? In the end, you chose to betray Espella and Mr. Cantabella. Oh, but I told you already, have I not? It was your revenge against Mr. Cantabella for choosing to end the story, correct? I wonder whether that was the true reason. Professor? Would Miss Belduc really betray them merely because she did not want the story to end? I dare say there was another considerably more important reason. She had another reason? No need to frown in dismay, Mr. Wright. Please leave this to me. Well then, let's hear what the Inquisition has to say. What other reason led the witness to betray Mr. Cantabella? The last thing we have in our evidence, the suicide note. Have a look. This letter was Miss Belduc's real motive. What is this? I think I've seen it before. That's the letter written by Mr. Belduc for Mr. Cantabella. It's also Mr. Belduc's suicide note. My dear friend, I hope you can forgive me for leaving this world in my own will. What I have done cannot be forgiven. I can never escape from it. Something that was tormenting Mr. Belduc. It became too much for him to bear and drove him to suicide. These past 10 years, I thought Father was glad to be helping Cantabella. But little did I know, he was suffering terrible anguish all the time. Sorry guys, I'm not crying, I'm sniffling because I'm still a little bit sick. Cantabella twisted the lives of so many people for the sake of his daughter. It was a story not a glorified lie, stripping so many of what little happiness that I had. All those years, Father was racked by a crushing sense of guilt. His agony culminated in the incident 3 months ago. Mr. Belduc's death. Before Labyrinthia was created, certain things had to be concealed in order to seal Espella's memories. Had she seen them, she would have remembered. They were simply too dangerous to her. One of them was me. Espella's friend Eve had to be reborn as a shade and disappear into the forest. The next thing was the bell tower. I see. As she seen it would have been certain to stir up those traumatic memories. Memories of the legendary fire. The only way to prevent that was to erase the bell tower from Labyrinthia. But how could you do that? Using the same method as with this robe. The robe of invisibility. In short, we covered up the tower with a huge robe, although it wasn't as easy as it sounds. In other words, the bell tower had been there all this time. Only the townspeople couldn't see it, is that correct? Indeed. I don't know what to say. At any rate, the situation changed to that lightning strike 3 months ago, did it not? It was a most unfortunate accident. The lightning set the bell tower's cover on fire. That cover was quickly consumed by flames, revealing that abominable bell tower. At the beginning of all of this, the bell of ruin appeared before us, 'twas mockery of our efforts. That tower emerging from the flames must have seemed like a sign of divine anger to Mr. Belduc. A sign that no matter how you attempt to conceal your sins, the truth will eventually flow up to the surface. Having realized this, Father chose death. You were such a kind-hearted man. I didn't have an inkling of what he had been going through. To him, the participation of Labyrinthia's people within this project was not voluntary. Even though they had themselves signed the contract, I believe he felt those people were being deceived. Father took his life because of you, Cantabella. Now you know what I did. I lost my father 3 months ago. That day my revenge began. Your revenge? The first step of my plan was to rewrite the story. What did you say? As president of Labellum Incorporated, you had to spend most of your time in London. Over the past few years, you were coming to Labyrinthia only for the parades. So naturally, I knew you would never notice if the story were slightly changed. That explains it. I couldn't help thinking there was something strange going on. Mr. Cantabella is Aspella's father, after all. He wouldn't have made Aspella a witch in this story. Aspella was... a witch? When did that happen? How could you have known after all? Let me fill in you on the details. Aspella's already been tried once for you in the witch's court. Impossible. Why? How could you? You knew the risk I would carry. Look at you. What a fine author of that grand story you are. You left all the work in Labyrinthia to me. Meanwhile, you were making millions for yourself in London. What a pathetic excuse for a father. You didn't even notice that your precious little Aspella was in such danger. Reminds me of Von Karma a little bit, Francisca. Miss Belduke, why did you do that to Aspella? Do you even need to ask? I did it to unlock her memories. You mean, when the legendary fire took place, Aspella was so traumatized that she closed herself off to the world. We were just little girls then. That tragic accident was too much for us to handle. This fictitious town was created as a facade to keep the truth away from Aspella. But the weight of all these lies led my father to his suicide. Despite that, the person responsible for all this carried on as if nothing had happened. I couldn't forgive him. As Belduke's bereaved daughter, I had to have my revenge against both Cantabellas. Judge, this is the whole truth. Now you know the true identity of Bezella. Holy crap! What do you got, Layton? You say this is the whole truth, but is that really the case? Professor, what are you going on about now? We have been provided with a clear picture of what happened to Aspella so long ago. Nevertheless, we haven't yet heard your testimony. Don't be ridiculous. This will be the last testimony in this trial. Tell us about the night of the legendary fire. I request that you tell us your story. Who do you think you are, Inquisitor? I'm merely one of the supporting characters within this tale. However, I am very much interested in the truth. This has been a very long trial of which this shall be the last interrogation. The court demands that the single other witness of the legendary fire provide us with their testimony. Very well. There's only one truth. Nothing can change that. Alright. Aspella wanted to ring the bell no matter what, so we went up to the belfry. The festival celebrations had already started. The mechanism for ringing the bell was at a height even we could reach. The next thing I remember was coming to and running to Aspella's side. I was shaking her until she finally opened her eyes. The next moment we saw that nightmarish view. All strength abandoned us and we didn't know what to do. That was when we were founded by my father, Mr. Cantabella. The bell could only be rung with a special mechanism. That's right. It was made in such a way that even a child could use it. It was probably constructed by my father. I suppose he wanted to make it possible for anyone to ring that bell. In light of the events that followed, that was clearly a very foolish decision. A mechanism for ringing the bell. I noticed something like that on a pillar when we went to the belfry earlier. I better make a note of it in the court record. Oh dear, fate can certainly be cruel. I have to agree. If only we had not discovered these ruins, and brought that bell to our town, or if only we could have deciphered these ancient writings a little earlier. Moreover, if only the groundwater in this area didn't cause that strange condition. Unfortunately, Mr. Cantabella, the tragedy occurred. All that remains for us to do is to seek out the truth. Not for the sake of vengeance, but for the sake of the future. Mr. Wright? Yes? You have been fighting fiercely to uncover the truth. This is the final interrogation. I trust you know what to do. Leave it to me. To be honest, I have no idea what lies ahead. But whatever it is, there's no question we need to get to the bottom of it. There's gotta be light at the end of this tunnel. Alright. I'm gonna try doing the whole last statement thing that I told about you guys earlier.
Hold it!
You didn't leave the belfry until their arrival? Of course not. We were paralyzed with fear. It was an event so traumatizing it still haunts us. Aspella fainted again when she saw the fire dragon. I was crying and waiting until our fathers found us. We went to the bell tower as it was a good vantage point. We weren't expecting to find our daughters there. Of course, never suspected at that point that the disaster had been caused by the Bell of Ruin. He was in tears, sobbing violently. As for Aspella, she was in a daze. Her face frozen in an expression of disbelief. She didn't know what was happening around her. I cannot say this with certainty as my memories are a little vague, but I think I was trying to protect her. Oh, someone freaked out. Oh, storyteller. Hang on! Mr. Cantabella? I remember them very well, as if it happened yesterday. Cantabella, would you mind telling us what you saw?
Eve! Espella! Are you alright?
Daddy!
Holy crap.
Eve! What on earth happened here?
It was Priscilla! Priscilla the witch!
Priscilla? What are you talking about?
Priscilla comes out whenever someone rings the bell, right?
Trying to get my finger to focus on it. Ah. One camera. Oh, this sucks.
What have you done? You didn't...
Oh, please, Mr. Cantabella, don't be angry at Estella.
Eve said it with a most serious look on her face. Please, Mr. Cantabella, don't be angry at her. When she said that, I grasped the situation. I realized what had transpired in the belfry. And I thought to myself, I must protect these children.
Eve. I'm so sorry, Eve.
Espella. Espella, sweetie.
Dad, please forgive me. You've done all this for me.
Espella, you're with us again.
All this for me.
Well, well. Alas, it would appear we are one step away from the truth. Professor, you seem to already know what that truth is. Do I? That remains to be seen. Continuing the interrogation, we shall all know soon enough. Very well, the court agrees with Inquisitor Layton. Witness, continue testimony. As you wish. Alright, so we already pressed that last one. So let's just go with the one before that. So it was you who woke Espella up, witness? Yes, it was me. She was out cold, curled up on the floor until I shook her awake. As soon as she came to, she turned to look at the town, to that nightmarish view stretching up before us. So, Espella? Yep. Hang on! Excuse me, Espella.
Espella, are you okay? Yes, everything's fine.
My apologies for bringing back such troubling memories. Nevertheless, you must endeavor to face them and overcome the power they hold over you.
Yes, I remember it now. The fire dragon. I summoned it because I'm Priscilla.
No, Espella, it was just an illusion.
No, you're wrong, Dad. It wasn't an illusion, it was a fact. If I hadn't rung the bell, none of this would have happened. Priscilla, this is the bringer of disaster, and that's what I've done to our town. Ah!
The accused run away. The accused has run away. Quick, after her. She's run to the bell tower. Darn it, she locked herself in. It's no use, we'll have to break down the door to get in. That girl, she's got indulged in the chuck milled herself.
Stay away from me.
What is happening right now? Espella!
Espella, be careful, it's dangerous up there.
Please, Espella, come down.
I'm sorry, everyone. I have no right to be here anymore. Nick, Espella's going to do something crazy.
I can see that, but what the heck can I do? Espella, please do not make any hasty decisions.
Mr. Layton.
The truth is close now, but be brave for a little while longer.
Truth, as if it wasn't clear already. If I hadn't rung that bell, everything would have been fine.
Objection!
You may be mistaken. You still don't know the whole story.
Huh?
Isn't that so, Mr. Wright? I had the same feeling when I was listening to Eve's testimony. I felt something was not right.
Really? I thought that was pretty much it.
The pieces of the puzzle that don't yet fit are themselves the hints to the solution.
No way! You mean Espella didn't ring the bell?
What? Nonsense, of course she did. As it stands, it's hard to say for sure that she didn't ring the bell. However, we've got evidence that will clear any doubts. Show us this so-called evidence you claim to have, then. What do you think proves Espella didn't ring the bell? Alright. Well, we haven't used this new piece of evidence. I think we should use it. Take that! The top floor device. Espella, can you hear me?
Yes.
Where you're standing now is the same spot from where you saw this fire dragon.
Yes, that's right. This framework here is the same as what I saw that day. When I look at it now, it seems so small, even adorable.
Defense, what does this have to do with anything? As you will no doubt recall, Mr. Cantabella told us that people who drink the ground's water out here suffer from a condition where they fall unconscious the moment they hear the sound of pure silver. After the bell sounded. Alright, we'll be right back, guys. We're going to be right back in just a second. Stay tuned. We're back. You recovered consciousness sooner than Espella. You ran to her side and shook her awake. As soon as she opened her eyes, she saw the fire dragon. In other words, it was Espella who rang the bell. That would mean the device for ringing the bell must be very close to the fretwork of the dragon. Espella, can you please check that for me? See if the contraption is located near the dragon fretwork.
Okay, give me a minute. Mr. Wright!
Espella, did you find it?
I don't know if it's the right thing, but there is something on the other side of the belfry, a contraption with a handle.
What? On the other side? That's right. I figured there was something weird when we went up the bell tower, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. No way. You see where I'm going with this, don't you, Miss Belduke? If it was Espella who rang the bell, there's no way she could have seen the fire dragon when she woke up. No, this can't be right. An excellent deduction, Mr. Wright. Miss Darklaw. It seems that everything is now clear as day. What do you mean? Why, of course. I mean the answer to the question of who rang the bell. It was her. It was her. It had to be. What do you say, Mr. Wright? Looks like we've arrived at the same conclusion. We now know that only one person could have done it. Wait, what good at saying what out loud do? Is there a problem, Mr. Cantabella? It wasn't your daughter who rang that bell. Shouldn't that not lift some burden off your shoulders? Are you not curious to know the name of the true culprit who has pinned the blame on your daughter all this while? Ugh. How about you stop taunting us? Just say the name already. Who is this true culprit? Let's do it, Professor. Are you ready? I am always ready, Mr. Wright. It's time to set things straight. The person who rang the bell is... Miss Darklaw. Take, or have a look, or something like that. Boom! It's you, Eve Belduke! I said take that, he said have a look. There you go. Me? But there were only the two of you in the belfry at the time. You know that better than anyone. And it wasn't anybody... And as it wasn't anybody Espella who rang the bell, it had to be you. That's preposterous. It can't be true. It was an extremely traumatizing event for both you and Espella. Your friend's memories were altered from the shock without even realizing it. She believed she was a witch who rang the bell and summoned a dragon which incinerated the town. However, Miss Belduke Espella wasn't the only one whose memories were warped by the honors you two witnessed. You were affected as well.
It wasn't me. Espella, she rang the bell. It was her, not me. But why? What are these flashbacks? I've never had these before.
Checkmate.
What's the matter? I don't want to do this now. We'll be taken over by Bizella. Bizella is just a fairy tale. And you're the one who said you wanted to come and ring the bell. I did, but I changed my mind. Hey? After coming all this way? Oh.
two young girls to take in. Your young minds needed to protect themselves. That's why you subconsciously repressed those memories.
Then, if that's true, for the past 10 years, I've been pinning the blame for what I've done on Espella. It can't be. It can't be true. It's impossible! Darkloss just disappeared!
She's donned the invisibility robe.
Hi, Inquisitor Darkloss. She's run away, but did you hear that? It was her that once destroyed this town. Our lives have already been messed up so much, we don't need this now. She's got to pay for what she did. Capture her! Oh, man.
Nick, look at the bell tower! Espella's gone!
No, she's on the roof!
I beg you, don't blame Eve. It really doesn't matter anymore who rang the accursed bell. This town was all created for me. It's my fault you've all been used and suffered so much.
Espella, what are you saying? Please, come down right now. You haven't done anything wrong. It was all my fault.
Dad, I know that you did this for me. You've been so kind to me. And what did I do? I selfishly ran away from home.
Espella?
I will finish your story for you. The evil witch will be gone forever, and everyone will live happily ever after. Dad, thank you for everything you've done for me.
Wait! Don't do it, Espella!
Oh, God! Someone catch her! Why are you stopping? Okay, good. Jesus. Who the hell is pulling... Is that Darkloss?
What are you...
Okay, thank God.
Isn't that... Darkloss?
Whew.
But why, Eve? Why would you? I finally remembered everything I've done. You're not the only one who remembered it. You still have the pendant. Yes, of course. That's because somehow I always knew it was important to me. Espella, you kept your pendant as well, didn't you, Eve? For some reason, I just couldn't let it go.
Espella! Miss Darklaw!
Quick! They'll fall if we don't do something!
Let's go. We have to save them. No, you won't make it there in time.
Why?
The wooden handrail Eve's holding onto is rotted through. We need some sort of magic to save them.
No way!
Magic, you say? Got an idea, Professor? If a bit of magic is all that's needed to save these two young ladies, then perhaps that is something I can arrange.
What?
What? You can?
Oh my God. Someone should be at the bottom to catch her. What? How is this happening?
Professor?
What the hell? Ah, what is happening? What's going on here? Anyone? Professor, you're a sorcerer. No, Miss Faye, we've already established that magic doesn't exist even in this town. But then how did you just do that? What you have just seen was the last and greatest illusion within Labyrinthia. Huh? An illusion? Magic has been an illusion, and this illusion has been produced through the power of suggestion and MIIVERSE's medication. Everyone in Labyrinthia has been under this particular magic spell. Now then, shall we break the spell? Magic is the last mystery to be solved. You've seen it through all my tricks, Layton. I wouldn't have done it without the vital hint you gave me when we spoke in your tower. The final spell is concealed at the start. Okay, so what does that mean? As you know, all the spells are listed within this book.
Right, the Grand Grimoire!
Now, what did Mr. Cantabella mean by the start? The front cover? Precisely, Mr. Wright. The final spell shall dispel the illusion. The correct incantation is hidden on the front cover itself.
Well then, Mr. Wright. This is the final puzzle.
Uh-oh.
Soon, a new day will begin for the townspeople. Let us put an end to this illusion. Once and for all. Yeah!
Alright, final puzzle, let's do it. I'm ready. Puzzle 70, the final spell. 90 pick rats, holy crap. Hidden on the cover of the Grand Grimoire are the characters that spell out the true magical incantation. Select the characters on the touchscreen and slide them over their counterparts on the tome's cover to make them vanish. The grand finale approaches. Remove the extra magical characters from the Grand Grimoire's cover to reveal the hidden incantation. Alright, so... we're supposed to just... oh, okay, we just hover it around until it... so let's see if it goes somewhere in here, maybe? Oh, it goes right there. There we go. Oh, okay, I see. There we go. Oh, this is cool. Anyway, it goes up here. Yeah, sorry. Oh, there we go. That goes up there. That goes there. Just dragging pieces, guys. It's very simple. Yep. I'll show you where that one goes. I'll come back to that one. There we go. There we go. Right there? No? Where's this last one go? Oh, there we go. I didn't even see that one. Booyah! Oh crap, we gotta come back really quickly here. Alright. We did it! We'll be right back!
Let's go, like this, let's go.